Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our city. We are right here in the mayor's office at the Muscatine City Hall on the very first Tuesday of 2019. My goodness. Well, I guess if you don't count January 1. So we're right here January 8th. Welcome. I hope that all of you had a very Merry Christmas, and I know we're all looking forward to a wonderful 2019 for our city right here, Muscatine. So thank you so much for joining us. My family had a wonderful Christmas. We have, I think Ryan's pulling up a picture here of my family on Christmas, and we are too big for our Christmas, for our living room. So now we're banished down to the family room, and we had one son and two granddaughters didn't make it this year. So we were sad to not have them, but I hope you all had a wonderful day as well. Before we get started with our first guest, and we have two great guests tonight, I just wanted to thank Laura Lee just for filling in for me. The last meeting that we had in 2018 in December, we had a special meeting called by the Muscatine City Council, and so I was unable to do our city show, and Laura Legis, who used to do a show for the city, filled in for me. Thank you so much to her. I saw the show later. It turned out wonderful, and thank you so much to our guests for that evening, Dr. Reeby with the Muscatine Community School District, and Jenny Pates with Writing for Success. I'm sorry again that I wasn't able to attend, but thank you all so much for going ahead without me and sharing your wonderful information with the community. Now I want to get to our first guest. We have David Alice here. Mr. Alice, thanks for coming.
Thank you for inviting.
Well, I know you have a big project coming up, the Eagles and Ivories.
Yes, we have 25th year of Eagles and Ivories. It's the annual concert that the Muscatine County Arts Council puts on. And we're looking forward because our 25th year, we've expanded it a little bit this year. We have added an extra day, and we're bringing in a band this year.
So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's right.
Events all 4 days.
All 4 days. We have it at 5 different venues throughout the city, and a chance for everyone to participate in part of it. So, and
that
then
is
the Eagle
so
Watch
great.
is also part of it. The Eagle Watch is at the Pearl City Station, and that's by the naturalist Dave Bakke and his band.
And that'll be on the Saturday,
That's
January 26th.
Saturday morning. Yes, Saturday morning.
9 to 2. Now, the way I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, they're going to have an actual program during part of it, but it'll be set up and people can come in and out and look at all the different things, right?
Yes, spotting scopes and displays, and it's very educational. There's not a lot of eagles at the present time, but there are several eagles around, so there should be plenty for people to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a big cold snap between now and then.
We don't.
And I'll bring us a
That's
few
optional.
more. That's right. I know they're going to have coffee and hot chocolate and crafts for the kids. We usually take our grandkids, and they love going down there and doing all the different things. Mm-hmm. So now, do you have a chance to get over there and see the Eagles too? Or are you pretty busy?
Usually I don't, because Saturday morning is pretty busy, and one of the traditions that is not really part of the formal part of it is that we have a breakfast at our house on Saturday morning for the performers and guests in town from out of town. And we've been doing this for 20 years. And so
an informal time to get together.
Informal time and a real jam session, because I have 2 pianos, and so they sign the music. So yes.
How nice. You should get that videotaped for others to share, but nobody would want to do that.
Yeah.
So all of your performers, I was trying to read through these the other day, and oh my goodness, you have some good ones, don't you?
We do. Jeff and Ann Barnhart are here for the 11th year. This is the headliners that we have. They're from Mystic, Connecticut, and Jeff is one of the outstanding pianists in jazz and ragtime venues, and Annie is a classical flute player, and together they call themselves Ivory and Gold, and well received by everyone who hears them.
So when will they be playing?
Well, they play at every day. They'll be at every one of them, except for the Saturday afternoon concert at the Art Center. The 2 o'clock concert is just by Dave Mazak, and we will precede that with a silent movie at 12 o'clock at the Art Center in the music room, and that'll go from 12 to 1:30, and then the Dave Mazak's mini concert will be from 2 to 3:30.
And that's at the Art Center?
That's at the Art Center,
okay.
Yeah. Other than that, Jeff and Ann will be part of every performance, and we'll start Thursday night at the Merrill. We're adding a concert for the first time on Thursday night. It'll be at the Ballroom of the Merrill.
Okay.
Cabaret seating, and it's just a great location, and everyone can relax and good conversation and enjoy a libation.
And then Friday, where are you?
Friday we start off at Sunnybrook. We have done this for years. It's a free concert for everybody. It's not just for the residents of Sunnybrook, but it's open to the public. It's 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 to 10:30, a short concert. Again, a Steinway piano, so it's hard to beat that.
Oh, sure.
And they're very accommodating, coffee out there. And residents really enjoy that part of it. And
oh, sure they do.
Marty Minster will also accompany Jeff and Ann at that, as will Jim Radloff. And Marty has been here, I think this is his 5th or 6th time now. He's from Hamburg, Iowa. He's a former winner of the World Old Time Piano Championship pianist, and he's quite an interesting gentleman. He has an orchard in Wabanshi State Park. It was started by his grandfather.
An apple orchard?
An apple orchard.
Oh, wow.
He has some cherries in it also. He's also a long-distance truck driver, over-the-road truck driver, and he plays all over the Midwest, so a great entertainer. He plays a state fair every year for different organizations, and as I say, he's been here 5 times, 6 times.
Sounds like we're lucky to get him.
We get him a year ahead of time to make sure we get him. We tried to get him last year, and he was committed, so we couldn't get him last year. So he will play Thursday night and Friday night, and then he's also bringing 2 of the silent movies for Saturday morning. So he will play for 2 that he is putting on, and then at 2 o'clock, the concert in the afternoon will feature Dr. Dave Mazak from St. Louis. This is his 2nd visit to Muscatine. He will play the afternoon concert and the evening concert on Saturday.
Okay. Where's the evening one at on Saturday?
Pardon me?
Where's the evening concert
The
at?
evening concerts are at Wesley United Methodist Church.
Both of them are?
Both of those are. So we start Friday night at 5 o'clock, and for the soup supper at 5 o'clock, the Mad Creek Mudcats will perform. They'll play for 2 hours while the soup supper is going on, and then at 7 o'clock we go upstairs, and the Barnharts, the Barnhart Button City Blasters, which is the band that Jeff has put together. And in the first night, Friday night, Marty Minster will play with them. Okay. And then Saturday night, the same performers, except the pianist that added instead of Marty Minster will be Dr. Dave Mazak.
Okay.
And the band that Jeff has put together, the Button City Blasters, it's featuring Jeff on piano, Josh Duffy, who is the percussionist out of the Quad Cities. He's also the percussionist with Muscatine Symphony. And Andy Schrum from Chicago. He has several bands in the Chicago area. And we have a reed player, let's see, John Otto is the reed player, and the trombone player is Tom Bartlett. So those 5 will compose the Barnhart Button City Blasters. And this will be the world premiere of that organization. So never played together before formally, but they all are great musicians, and it will be outstanding.
And we get to be involved in the world premiere.
Oh, yes.
Very good.
That, so.
How do you end up on Sunday then?
Well, Sunday we have a 2 o'clock closing concert at the Art Center. This is Jeff and Ann. That concert is a little bit of everything. It'll be a history of music.
Okay.
And so it's more than just ragtime. And all this weekend is more than just ragtime. It's ragtime, it's traditional jazz, Dixieland jazz, spirituals, classical music. So there'll be something for everyone.
Oh, sure. You know? And that's going to be back at the Art Center, right?
Well,
on Sunday.
The Sunday one is back at the Art Center,
okay.
2 o'clock, yes.
2 o'clock. So if anybody wants to come and expenses is a problem for them, they might want to join in coming to the one at Sunnybrook.
The one at Sunnybrook is free. Tickets are available ahead of time if anyone wants to purchase them at Flowers on the Avenue.
Okay.
But there's always tickets at the door, no problem.
All right, so if you find out at the last minute your schedule clears, you can always get them at the door.
And because we've been very fortunate to obtain grants from the Community Foundation, we've been able to hold our ticket prices very low.
Oh, yes, I see that. Very, very reasonable.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
And 16 and under are always free for all events, so yes.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Get them involved at a young age, right?
Try to,
Get them loving it. So It's my understanding you've been involved this entire 25 years.
Yes.
What a gift that you have given to Muscatine.
Well, I like to play. I'm not a performer, though. I'm not a professional. So.
But it sounds like your gift is in being that pass-through to bring other people to us so that we can all
ragtime
enjoy.
Is really great music. It's probably the original American music. It predates jazz, it predates blues, and it's a very happy, syncopated tune, and these people are the best in the world for doing it, so you should enjoy it if you come.
Oh, sure. I'm going to get as much of it as I can.
Great.
Now tell me, how did it happen that we ended up matching up, looking at Eagles and listening to music?
Just an idea we came. The first few years we didn't call it Eagles and Ivories, but tried to promote it because Eagles in the Midwest were very fortunate living close to lock and dam that it never freezes up, so the Eagles will come and fish in that area, of course. And but other people are not acquainted with that. The people in Chicago may see an eagle occasionally, but or the people in any place that are not along the river, an eagle is a real attraction. So,
it's a gift that we could easily take for granted. Those of us who've always been here.
That's right.
But everybody doesn't get that.
No.
I'm always amazed. One of the things that always makes me pause and think of how lucky we are is when I'm driving down Iowa Avenue towards the river, and I look ahead of me from blocks away, and all you see is the river, and you think, how lucky are we?
How lucky we are.
How lucky are we to be right here and see the wonderful views that we have and the wildlife and certainly the music.
Well, this is the opportunity for everyone to get out in the middle of the winter and enjoy something different. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're so lucky to have so many volunteers that care about our city so much to put the time and effort into putting together events like this.
If we didn't have the volunteers, it would be impossible. If we didn't have the locations, the Steinway pianos, and the contribution that everybody makes in the city. And the Arts Council has been very fortunate that everyone's cooperated with them.
Well, as you said, churches have loaned you, MCC have loaned you pianos.
Yeah, if we had to rent the pianos, it would be impossible to rent Steinway pianos for that sort of thing. So.
Well, when we all come together,
well, yes, right, and
make
also
wonderful things happen.
To put in another plug, we would like anybody who's interested in the arts to come and enjoy the Muscatine County Arts Council. We're always looking for new members.
Oh, very good.
Sure.
Very good. I know I've had people contact me occasionally and just say, how can I be involved? How can I help? What kind of things can I do? And certainly this is another opportunity for people to volunteer and give up their time to help the community.
This is our biggest project. We also have the Sidewalk Poetry, the Wandering Words project that we do every year in the spring and summer. And we also have the second Sunday summer concert series, that free concerts on the second Sunday of June, July, August, and September. So, and that's been very successful. And, yeah. And there we feature more local musicians, that, as opposed to here we have some local musicians, but primarily they're out of town.
Out of town that are coming in. But the local ones are more on the Sunday concert
Second
series.
Sunday summer concerts are for the local groups, yes.
Yeah, and if the weather, we trust, is always beautiful at that time, and you can go hang out on the riverfront.
Well, we started on the riverfront, and then we moved to Pearl Plaza, and next year we're moving to the library, the new library. So
very nice.
We'll see how that goes.
Well, they have a great area there for it.
They have the advantage of that. In case of extremely hot weather or rain, we can move indoors to the third floor.
And parking is not an issue?
Parking's not an issue, and you still have the river view, and so it should make a great addition. So.
Sure. Well, I thank you so much, Mr. Ellis, for coming and talking to us about Eagles and Ivories, but certainly for just putting on the event.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I appreciate it so much, and I know there are so many people in our city here that are looking forward to it. It's going to be here before we know it.
Well, it's just 24th.
I mean, what, 2-3 weeks away?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very good. Is there any parting things that you need to remind people? Who do they call if they have questions?
For what?
Anything about the event? Is there a Facebook page?
We have a website, the Muscatine County Arts Council. The Visitors and Convention Bureau, Judy Hansen, has been very cooperative.
Down at the chamber, they could call
if they had a question. We'll help you out. And so anything, also stop at Flowers on the Avenue. They have all the answers there,
too. There you go.
So, sure.
That works very good.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we would hope to have Mr. Alice back again, but while we're getting ready to transition to our next guest, I just wanted to give you a heads up of some stuff we have coming up. And the first one I wanted to talk to you about is a new program at MCSA. It's called, well, I'm calling it the Food Pantries Text Program. We should have a flyer coming up. Here it is. Well, there's a new, and I don't know everything there is to know about this, certainly, but I can tell you the food pantry now is at MCSA, and a lot of people in the community, as we were just talking with Mr. Alice, we have so many volunteers in the community and so many giving people that a lot of people, now that the food pantry's there and the homeless shelters at MCSA, as well as the domestic violence shelter is also managed by MCSA. A lot of people, when they have additional food that needs to be eaten, or produce or bread products, whether it be restaurants or grocery stores, or maybe some of the corporations have a big event and have leftover food, well, they take it to MCSA, but oftentimes there's even sometimes too much. But the date is going to be coming very quickly, and it wouldn't last for a while. So their new program coordinator has set up a project, and I'm calling it the text program. I'm not sure what they're calling it. But you can sign up to get a text, and what she's done is she's put together a distribution list. And when that happens, that they have extra food, I mean, it's not like they can say, everybody come on Wednesdays at 6 and get food, because who knows if they're going to get food that day. And so what they're doing is they've set up this distribution list. You can text them and get yourself on the distribution list. And then if that ever happens and they have an abundance of food, then they will just send out a text message, and it'll go to everybody. And you can come on down if you need food for you or your family, and first come, first served, and get whatever food that you need to help your family out. So I think it's a wonderful program. How many times do we have additional food that we would like to give to somebody, but who do you give it to, and how do you make that happen? Well, this is a really good way for that. So, you know, if you are having a big event, or you're having, heaven forbid, a funeral or anything like that where you end up with a lot of leftover food, just take it on down to MCSA. They'll send out their text message and get folks in the community that could benefit from that, and get the food to them, and it's a win-win for everyone. So that's something for everybody to remember. I know we had the flyer up here. It has the number on there to text. If you have any questions about it, just call MCSA, and they'll get you hooked up too. So feel free to do that. The next thing I just wanted to share with you is about the Art Center. Mini Masters, we just got out the Mini Masters list for the January 19 programs. So all the different things that they have for children ages 2 to 7, all of these programs are now free. There's stories, there's activities. I know our grandkids just love doing these kinds of things. So if you have a kid that would love to be involved in some of these programs, get them signed up or come on out. Wonderful morning to spend with the kids. And there's some afternoons as well. The next thing I just wanted to give you a heads up, I know I've talked about this before, is the Alexander Clark exhibit. I hope everybody has an opportunity to get to the Art Center and check out that exhibit. It's wonderful. And it's only going to be here till the last day of February. So I know we still got a few weeks left, but I just wanted to squeeze in a heads up for everyone to not forget that exhibit. That's another thing that we're really fortunate to have, that history of our community right here. So I would like to welcome our next and final guest of the evening, Angie. Thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate you having me. And I just have to say, wow, aren't we privileged to be part of such an amazing community that offers all of those things?
So
just sitting here
lucky.
going, wow.
So lucky.
Yeah.
So Angie Johnson, you are the Executive Director of Muscatine General Hospital, formerly. Now it's Trinity Muscatine. Is that right?
Yes, I was born there when it was Muscatine General Hospital.
I was too.
We can call it that.
We can call it that. Yes.
Trinity Muscatine.
Oh yes. So yeah, you've been here for what? Since Jim Hayes retired? What? 3-4 years?
I've been actually in the executive director role for 2 years, but I've been with the organization for 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when they were you up in the Quad Cities?
I was actually working for corporate.
Okay.
Out of Des Moines.
Oh,
and prior to that, I was the CFO in Muscatine.
In Muscatine.
Yep.
All right. So you came back.
I did, of course.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So, well, we all know that there are a ton of programs always going on through the hospital. I mean, you could just list them every day and never run out, right?
Yeah. Very.
I don't know how you keep track of everything.
I have an amazing team.
Oh yes.
Yeah, great people.
Oh, sure.
That do great work every day to help support the health in our community. So.
Well, what I always think is so wonderful about the hospital is how involved they are. You know, all of the different things that you guys do. It's not like you just sit there and are running your own programs, but when the Y's doing programs, when MCSA is doing programs, when all of the other organizations are, you guys are a wonderful partner to come alongside other organizations. And we are a small enough community that we can't all do the same thing. We have to kind of be in our niche, but still support one another.
Yeah, my team has probably heard over and over again, we don't have enough resources to duplicate efforts.
No.
We need to partner if we really want to make a difference.
And that's what I think Muscatine is so well known for doing, the way we can partner and come together. Mm-hmm. It's amazing to me how we can just collaborate so well on events and programs and services. And I know no matter what it is that's going on, you guys are always right there, whether it be Big Brother, Big Sister, or Special Olympics, and then you do your own programs. Like I was just talking to Holly a little bit ago, because I was thinking, now I don't remember this Get Your Rear Rolling event, but I do remember Get Your Rear in Gear.
Exactly.
So it used to be a run walk. Mm-hmm. And now you've switched it to a bowl-a-thon?
Yeah, like a bowling event at a different time of year. We had found we started to see decrease in participation for Get Your Rear in Gear. And it's a very important cause for colon cancer, which is prevalent in our community. So we want to bring awareness. And we thought, let's try a different event. And the great people at Trinity Muscatine thought of Get Your Rear Rolling. We've had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I could go on and on. Internally at the hospital, we've done butt cookies.
Oh,
and sold them on Fridays to team members to try to raise
more
money.
ways than one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've had a lot of fun with it and had a lot of great participation as the event has approached. So January 19th, if you can be there, very much looking forward to the event.
So I'm sure it's right here at the Rose Bowl in Muscatine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Dr. Carlson, one of our general surgeons, will be there as well to do a little bit of speaking around colon cancer and screening. All of the proceeds, 100%, go directly back to supporting patients to get their screening or patients that end up being diagnosed with colon cancer and helping to support the cause.
Oh, wonderful cause. And I just love it how, and we always have to do this at the Y too, if you keep doing stuff the same way but you see a decline, then that's your cue. You know, let's mix it up. Let's shake it up. So I love the twist. Yeah. And that gives you such an opportunity to get the community involved.
Yeah.
Yes. Re-talk about it, you know, get it right back on the front burner again. The thing that I think is so important too is colon cancer is so preventable.
Yeah. Yes.
If you know, and I always tell people colonoscopies, while nobody wants to talk about them or have them, they think of it more as a prevention. It's not just a screening, but it's a prevention because they can do whatever they do so that you don't get things later. And I think it's just something that, you know, we all need to be aware of. And when you hit that certain magic 50 number, then you have to take your turn, but you know, Why wouldn't you want to take
Absolutely.
One little time out and take care of yourself for your family?
It's so funny. The two things I say we need to talk more about in healthcare is mental health and colon awareness.
There you go. There you go.
Those colonoscopies. Let's just have fun and talk about it.
I know. Not any fun. Nobody wants to, but it's another thing, just like mammograms,
Oh,
it's another thing that you just need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think it's important that we make it be something that you can talk about. Because when it is, when nobody's talking about it, it's easier to just forget about it.
Exactly.
And not deal.
Yep.
And we all need to take our turn and deal. And so I could see, I'm assuming that they cost a lot of money to get a colonoscopy, and if you didn't have insurance or you had a high copay, that's one of the reasons why you started this project. Not only the awareness of making sure people get them, but maybe somebody wouldn't get one scheduled because the out-of-pocket was going to be higher, and paying the electric bill is a little bit more important this month than this, and so this is what this would fund.
Absolutely. Yeah, are fortunate, the current healthcare system does have screening for a lot of the health insurance programs, but there's still many that don't, or those that are underinsured.
Or uninsured.
Or have high copays. That still challenges. And again, this also helps to support those that have been diagnosed as well.
Okay.
So those are all things that are important.
And the way I understand it is, even if they did detect colon cancer, it's treatable.
Absolutely.
If you catch it early.
Absolutely.
Back again to getting your colonoscopies on time.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Very curable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so those are the ones we really want to let's be done with those because we can take care of it.
Yep.
That's right.
I agree.
So is there anything, this is the first time, right, for the bowl-a-thon?
Yes.
The Get Your Rear Rolling. So it's going to be January 19th from 2 to 4 at the Rose Bowl.
Yes.
Now, do they need to sign up ahead? Do they need to do packets and things like that like you do for Bowl for Kids' sake?
If you want to, you can, and contact Holly, which is on the flyer.
Okay.
However, there will be registration at the day of the event.
So you can just go then?
Yeah. We
Okay.
have a lot of team members within Trinity Muscatine that will be attending that have already pre-registered.
Oh,
So we
sure.
have a lot of teams
Uh-huh.
coming out to support. But definitely, if you decide that you're able to come on that day and you haven't pre-registered, you can register at 1:30.
So then do you, as a bowler, collect money for what you're doing for bowling, or no? No, you don't. So how is the money raised? How is it a fundraiser then?
By donations and awareness while we're at the event, etc.
Okay. So during the day of the event,
Yeah.
maybe if I go down to bowl and I'm hearing what a wonderful cause this is, then I might donate.
Yep, and there'll be a 50-50 auction that we'll have as well.
So that'll raise funds. Okay, very good.
And then I'm sure that my team has other fun things in
I
store
bet they do.
that I'm not even aware of.
I bet they do.
Knowing that Holly Thomas Kohler.
Oh,
So.
sure. Well, maybe selling those butt cookies or
Oh, that-
something
who
like
knows?
that.
We
Who
might
knows?
have
or
butt
butt
cookies.
pins for everybody to wear around town.
I'm sure there will be a lot of fun because there's
I
always
bet.
fun. Yeah.
I bet. And so it's not just a fundraiser, but it's getting the word out.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
having some fun.
It's getting the community awareness out there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
And once again, we're lucky to have a bowling alley here.
Oh,
that we
yeah.
could do this at.
Definitely. Yes, they've been great to work with. Again, another great community partner in this
sure.
event.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So is there going to be like silent auction? items?
Yeah, I know there's an auction.
Okay.
Now, beyond
Don't know
that,
what it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So if people wanted to donate to the auction, they could get a hold of Holly too?
Yep. Holly is
Very
the woman.
good. So her, I know we have a flyer on this, Ryan. We could get Holly's email up here. There we go. holly.thomas-kohler@unitypoint.org. But you could probably just call her at Unity too.
Yep.
Yeah. Or ask anybody how to get a hold of her. Most people in the community
Exactly.
can find Holly. That's right. Well, and it looks like you have some great sponsors. Besides the hospital and the clinic, is Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine. That's the name of the hospital now.
Yeah,
okay.
that's us.
All of that. And then you have Kent is sponsoring, you have some lane sponsors, and then some community sponsors.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
it's always so helpful to have the community come forward and be a sponsor, because they can bear the burden of the expenses to have the event. That way everything that you raise can all go towards your cause.
Exactly. We are very fortunate
instead of having to pay for the expenses out of the funds. That's just great.
Yep.
So the hospital itself, you have 80 beds?
Yeah. We are currently licensed for 80 beds. Transparently, we function about 20 to 25 on a daily basis, just with the healthcare moving more to an outpatient, so you don't see the inpatient as you did when the hospital was built in 1954.
True. It used to be you had a baby, you stayed in the hospital 3 or 4 days, 5 days, Now it's like, you're done.
Yeah.
Move you on out. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So people don't need it. No, the hospitals don't need as many beds.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So today our average length of stay is about 2.5 days to 3 days overall. So again, there's not the need that we had before, when you would be in the hospital 5 to 10 days for simple illnesses.
Sure. And I see here 1,300 admissions in 17.
Yep.
So really, you probably don't have 18 data yet. It takes a while.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
Yep.
But 1,300 admissions, that tells you that they're not very long ones.
Right.
If you only have 80 beds.
Yep.
Yep. Very good.
Yep.
And 280 births.
Yeah,
so
those
new
babies.
births here in
We have
Muscatine.
seen a bit of a decline in births overall in the state of Iowa, and locally we have as well. But still have a lot of fun with those deliveries.
They're the best part, aren't they?
Absolutely.
They sure are.
Yep.
And surgeries, I imagine a lot of these are outpatient. I mean,
Yes.
your outpatient area to go in and have a surgery and go home the same day is just wonderful.
Yeah.
With after the remodel and everything is just in the kind of like a round room. Everything is just set up, and it's so nice for the family. It's so nice for the person, and I can't say enough about just how wonderful and comfortable they make you feel.
I appreciate that. We do get great comments about our amazing staff in the surgery OR space.
It is, and I mean, most people go in with a certain amount of anxiety about what's going to happen, and in my experience, whether it's me or a family member, or you're just going for your lovely colonoscopy, they make you just feel more at ease. And the doctors are wonderful to come and talk to you before and come and talk to you after, and make the family feel welcome. And the whole setup, I think, is very patient-oriented now, and much more comfortable.
I have 3 boys of my own who have all, unfortunately or fortunately, have had procedures, and they've all been at Trinity Muscatine. I tell people all the time I would take my own family there. It's no secret there.
Yep.
So they do a great job. We have amazing staff, high-quality scores. We do a great job.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we want you to stay right there, because it is amazing to be able to be that close to getting the care that you need.
Yep. That's my continued goal, is for 30 to 40 years, we continue to have local health care here in Muscatine.
Sure.
It's very important.
And we're so lucky if they did need more extensive, to have our local fire department as EMTs with the ambulance service to just, you have it so set up nice for the ambulances to not have to be outside anymore. They could do that drive-in. And our granddaughter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes about a year ago, and then had to go to the university to the specialists up there. But that was my first time to see the new ambulance way. And they just pull in the building, and then they go right into the ambulance that way. And it's so much less stressful that way. You're out of the elements, and it was just, it can make a bad situation a little bit less bad when you have all of the things that you need right there.
Yeah, much better experience for the patient.
Certainly is. And the volunteers.
Oh, I know.
Oh my goodness.
Is that not impressive?
It is 7,500 volunteer hours.
Yeah. Again, hands off to our amazing community. Those are all volunteers within our community that support the hospital every day.
Isn't that great?
Yep.
And we just, all of the things that we have going on in Muscatine, we just couldn't do without people giving back.
Absolutely.
And the way they come out in force and rally around one another to to help and just be there is just amazing.
Yeah, the gift shop at Trinity Muscatine is fully supported by the volunteers, along with the front desk when you first walk in.
That information desk, if you come in and you have no clue where you're going and what you need to do, they're just right there to welcome you and help you find whatever you need.
Yeah.
And even down in the short stay unit,
Yep.
you know, if your loved one is having a procedure and you're sitting there waiting, and they're just right there to get you anything you anything you need or help you get information.
Yeah, and they take such pride in the work that they do.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
They're
great assets.
Very, very professional and committed. You'd never know they're volunteers, and that's the key.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, it is great. How many staff do you have? 381?
Yeah, employees. We are the fifth largest employer in Muscatine. Yeah.
Wow.
So we take that serious as well.
Oh, sure.
And know that our team members are making a difference every day and how important they are to the community.
Certainly are. And I also think it's important for people to know and recognize that you help people who can't always pay their bill. And you know, I've had people before share with me, well, I have this huge bill and I can't go to the hospital because I have. Talk to them.
Absolutely.
I always tell them, talk to them.
Yes, we have many financial assistance programs at all different levels. We have public health services that we can offer if there isn't, you know, the option for financial assistance. Many programs. We have funding through our foundation locally, the Trinity Muscatine Foundation, that we have programs that we can help support those needs as well.
I always say nobody should not go because of money.
Absolutely.
That can be figured out.
Exactly.
And you guys are just wonderful in tapping into all of the available resources, because when people are faced with something, they don't always know.
Oh,
but you guys already have done your homework, and so you know how you can access.
Absolutely. Health insurance is not easy to navigate for
goodness.
anyone. I challenged with it at
Yes.
times, and I'm very well embedded
And it's
in
always
it.
changing.
Yeah, exactly.
As
so
soon as you think you've got it.
definitely there are experts there to help.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's great.
Yeah.
So anything new we can look forward to? You've had your big remodel.
Yeah. About 6-7 years ago, we're continuing to look at what the hospital looks like in the future. So we'll continue to look at facility planning there. Continuing to work with the school district on the resource navigators, which have been a huge success. We have committed to, I believe, 2 or 3 more years at MCSA for our wellness program, which combined with the food pantry has been a huge success.
Oh, yes.
I encourage, if you ever get a chance to go on Tuesday or Thursday morning to see the impact that we have with a collaboration. Talk about partnerships.
Yes.
Has been phenomenal. We continue to work with our students on interest in the healthcare career field.
Right.
Healthcare has so many opportunities, and of course we want to recruit them back to the community.
We want them to stay right here.
Absolutely. So I know we did 5 last year, and the team has a lot more in store. And then the huge one would be starting to put into action our health improvement plan that we finalized at the end of last year, which is focused on mental health and substance abuse.
Yes.
Those continue to be huge needs in our community.
Sure do.
I know substance abuse, when we did our community assessment, had 46% of our community members that are impacted by substance abuse.
Oh my goodness.
So we still aren't hitting the mark there.
We're not.
And surprisingly, when we have a community that's very fortunate to have New Horizons and all of the substance abuse programs we have. So we need to keep, again, talking about it.
Yes.
And bringing awareness around both that and mental health. We were able to see over 1,000 patients at 1616 Cedar with Robert Young Center that we would not have been able to see without community support, and that was thanks to H&I and their donations to get that going. And so we do plan to ramp up those services and have more providers at 1616 this year.
That's great.
Looking at the summer time frame, so we're excited about that as well.
Good.
And I could keep going, but I'll stop there.
I know. Well, we know that mental health and substance abuse is at a crisis level here.
Yes.
And at a larger scale as well in the state and the whole United States, as a matter of fact. And unfortunately, methamphetamines in Muscatine are making a resurgence. We were getting a handle for a while, and it's back now, and unfortunately it is such a devastating impact on not only the individual but the family and the entire community. I mean, the waves that go out from a person that is struggling with substance abuse or mental health issues, you know, it's a ripple effect that impacts so many. But unfortunately, it's not an easy fix.
Right. Yeah.
And it's been, you know, at the top of our to-do list for ever since I've been out of college.
Yeah.
But it's an ongoing thing that we continue to work on and continue to work on.
Yep. We'll continue to get innovative and creative and
do the best we can.
You know, again, I'm very proud of the partnership with the school district, as well as, you know, we're trying to look at kiddos and, you know, focus on the work there so we can stop the cycle and continue to move forward into teenage years, et cetera. So I think that will help make a difference as well.
Oh, yes. And the resource navigators being on site to be able to identify, or when families are identified, children that there's bigger issues, then they can get them tapped into the services in the community at perhaps an earlier time. And then, you know, maybe it doesn't have to have as devastating of an impact on that family, whatever the problem might be, if we can get the resources into their homes earlier.
I agree.
And so that they can focus on school.
Yep, which is our ultimate goal,
That's
right?
That's right.
Make sure they have food, shelter, all the resources they need so that they can get the education.
That's right. And how heartwarming to know that you've helped a whole family just through a child.
Yeah.
You know, by having that resource navigator there. And I know they do a great job of keeping up to date on all what services are available. And it's a full-time job just to stay aware of what services are out there in the community, because they're ever changing. I mean, over my entire career, all the time we go from, we need a community calendar, we need a community notebook that has, you know, everybody's names and contact numbers and what do they do, but it changes all the time, and so you can never stay ahead of it. But you have to just continually educate yourself on what's out there and what new services are out there. So when you work with the family, you don't know what their needs are going to be. So you got to know it all, and those resource navigators are the key to staying educated on the community and being able to get the families hooked up.
Yeah, they are great relationship builders, and they love nothing more than to be out in the community learning as much as they can to provide that support.
Sure.
And again, another amazing group of people to talk to when you hear the individual stories of the impact that they've made is very heartwarming.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Yep.
So
wonderful services, great involvement in the community. It's a win-win for all of us.
Yeah, well, I appreciate on behalf of the whole organization, appreciate the support from the community. Our community leaders have been amazing in the support as well, and all the partnerships that we have, because we couldn't do it without everybody either.
When we see the need out there to better the community, and everybody gets on board.
Yep, exactly.
That's how we get it done.
I know,
just keep
and it makes you proud.
That's right. It really, really does. Well, I'm so glad that you're here.
Yep.
And that you're right here at our local hospital and doing the services that our city needs and being there for everybody. And please come back.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to be back.
Oh,
this is definitely, be here for life, born and raised. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Me too. Not going anywhere.
Yeah.
The only time, we always say the only time we'd ever leave is if our kids leave, and then we'd follow them.
Yeah.
But they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I have a blended and blessed family of 6, so I don't think even if we tried to follow them, we'd be able to keep up with them all.
And I have the exact same thing.
Yeah. So
with 6.
Yeah.
Yep. And so we're lucky they're all here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
And please let us know when you have new events coming on. I'm always talking to Holly, so we'll hear from her too.
She's amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Yep. Thank you so much. Well, go ahead and sit tight there. I will just let you all know of a couple quick things before we say goodbye. If I can find my cheat sheet here. I just want to remind everybody, next week, January 15th, our guests are Kelly Ripperger, if I said that right, with Milestones Area Agency on Aging, and Chris McGinnis with the Muscatine Humane Society. Reminder, this Thursday night we have an in-depth meeting, and we will be hearing from John Cook, our Water Resource and Recovery Director. Facility Director. It's WRRF. That's how he always says, and then I got to stop and think of what the acronym is. But he's going to be talking about the new project that we're working on, the high-strength waste receiving project. That's one of the things on Thursday night, and there's a couple of other things on the agenda. But I hope that all of you have a great rest of your week, and hope to see you back here next Tuesday on Our City. Good evening.
Our City with Mayor Diana Broderson replays on MPW Channel 9, Wednesday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. and Thursday at 7 a.m. Of course, we're live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on Facebook. Email us at ourcity@muscatineiowa.gov.